Don't you notice that when you're finally over your ex, that's when they start crawling back? When you're finally getting a relationship and you don't want any other person, that's when everyone starts chasing you. When you finally take that nap, that's when you get that text from that person. When you finally, when I go to meditation retreats, that's when people text me the most. When I gotta give my phone to someone and not have my phone, that's when people text me the most, right? When you can't be on your phone, that's when you get that emergency phone call. There is something that happens when we detach that the people around us want to get in touch with us. It's a similar sensation that mothers have when there's something off and they feel like their children are in danger. It's kind of similar to that. People can sense when your energy changes, especially if you are in either extreme, meaning if you're really, really nice and creepy, or if you're really, really cold, they can sense it, right? And the people who experience this the most are people pleasers. People can tell when a people pleaser is coming out of pleasing and being creepy. And what will happen is that people will start doing things that you wouldn't expect, things that are very weird and that go against our insecurities, okay? So today we're gonna be talking about what happens when you detach in two different ways, right? How people, which is what happens when you detach in person, meaning how they behave in person, but also how they start to crawl back when you detach, when you're not in person, right? When you're in your absence, how do they react? The truth is that they start to crawl back to you, right? And that usually is an indication of something that I'm going to talk about towards the end of the video, okay? And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org. There you'll be able to book a one-on-one phone call with me and talk to me. And if you're somebody that's very, very attached, you can't let go, well, then you could talk to me about that. There's a lot of strategies that I teach on this channel that can really help you with detachment, okay? So with that being said, if you guys also want to purchase my paintings, you can click on the description down below. You guys can purchase paintings that go from $25 to even $3,000. Those are like the handmade paintings, the ones that I do by myself, okay? So do that now or else I'm closing the channel. So the first one is in your presence. When you detach, you see through their mask. What do I mean you see through their mask? Well, you're able to see what they're hiding, which is insecurities. People can only feel confident around you if they sense that you're weak, if they sense that you're needy, if they sense a lot of emotions, if you become very transparent. That's when people start to get cocky. The reason why that is because transparency of emotions and of thoughts elicits aggression in people. People can sense that maybe they can manipulate you. People take that as a weakness, right? And so when you are deeply attached, you can't help your emotions. You can only express those emotions because they're so intense, they're so there, that you need to find some form of release. And a lot of the times this release of your needy, creepy emotions is expressed non-verbally, like in your expressions and in your how fast you respond. And that's your way to release the tension. There's too much tension inside of you. And you've been taught that in order to relieve the tension, you need to act creepy and needy and express it. And what that does is it actually reinforces that behavior and prolongs the needy behavior. So you start to see through their mask. And what would happen is that you'll start to realize, holy shit, I'm actually stronger than I really believe. And it'll cause them to chase because they sense a shift in you. The next thing that happens is that you set more boundaries. When you stop giving a fuck, I remember with this girl that I told you guys about how she got over my bullshit. And then she was like, yo, fuck this guy. As soon as she got over my bullshit, that's when she started like setting boundaries, saying, nah, dude, nah, I don't like that. Nah, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's going on? Well, that's because when you're sick and tired, when you're exhausted of having to act, when you're tired of people pleasing, once you're tired, that's when you finally start setting boundaries. And when I saw that, like, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm fucked. Well, you know why? Because your voice and reaction changes. When she started setting those boundaries, she started setting them like a psychopath. Like, she went from this to this. Well, she didn't become a dude, but she went from this to this. And this was like, oh, fuck this guy, man. I'm tired of this shit. Right? And then she was talking like that, like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what's going on? Like, why isn't she this? Why is she acting like this? And this made me want to please her. I remember how I felt. I remember feeling a little needy, a little creepy. And honestly, a part of me was like, oh, fuck, she woke up. Oh, fuck, I think I fucked up this time. And this causes people to become more attached to you. Because when they sense that you're pulling away, that you're turning into this, what happens is that they turn into this. But you got to be careful. Because if they only change their behavior when you turn full Terminator mode, then that's a red flag. That's a sign that this relationship isn't really going to last. This is just a power game that you guys are having, right? You should only do this once. You should only give them that cold look because of their disrespect once, right? But the thing is that this works a lot. Like people genuinely, in your presence, when you start doing this, they genuinely start to feel more needy around you, right? Now the next one is what happens when they are in your absence, right? Now in your absence, they don't sense urgency from you anymore, right? They don't see this anymore. They're like, oh fuck, what the fuck? Where is this girl, right? I like her now. Like it's crazy, right? When you start acting cold, they start to miss your needy, creepy side, right? This could be a dude also, right? They start to miss your needy, creepy side. They start to realize how they actually took you for granted. And once you start giving them that sense of like, I don't need you no more. And I remember I felt this. It's almost like when a child grows up, that's when you finally miss the child where you're doing that shit. Where you're like, you know what? You're not getting this person no more. Like you fucked up so much that I'm gonna start being cold with your stupid ass, right? So they don't sense the urgency. And what does that mean? You don't text as fast, you don't call as much, you don't respond that fast. Everything about you is a lot slower. When they fed off of your urgency, they fed off of your needy, creepy emotions, right? The next thing is that they feel something in the air. It's like that mama bear thing, right? They're like, something's off, you know? Something's off. I don't know what it is, but something is off. And that usually happens, like we see this a lot with humans, and this happens a lot with family, right? Especially if they know you, especially if they've grown accustomed to your needy, creepy behavior. When you finally start to have a backbone, they'll feel it in the air. It's almost like they'll be taking a shower, if they do, and they're like, something's off. Like something's off in the force. Asegura que el sol no le dé a eso. Something's off in the force. And that's usually like our mirror neurons. We can sense when the people that we love, when their emotions are changing. We can kind of sense it in the air, you know? And this is I like this one a lot because you don't have to do anything to create that. As long as they kind of know you, as long as they have some form of connection, they'll be able to feel that in the air, okay? Now, the next thing is that they feel like they have no power over you. Once you finally start to detach from the situation, they start to notice that they have no power over you. Because you're not reacting the same way, there's no urgency. Heck, the way you talk to them feels kind of rude at times. And this causes people to come back to you, but you gotta be careful because they're only coming back to you because of the power. They miss the power they had over you. They miss the power that you intoxicated them with, because people pleasers are drugs for insecure people. And so when you stop people pleasing, they're going to resent you. When you stop people pleasing, they're going to want to see that old self. It's like like I said, when a child grows up, you finally miss their baby selves. You wish they could go back and be a baby, right? And this is what happens. But be careful, because this is just somebody rebelling. This is just somebody who is mad that they don't have their little power, self-esteem objects anymore. They're mad that you finally have woken up. And this is not genuine. In fact, once you go back to normal, once you start showing emotions, they're gonna once again start to power trip. And so what this says is that it's not genuine, right? Detachment is only there to make people respect you, not to make them like you, not to make them love you. If this is what you do to get people to love you, detaching, you're That's not going to happen. You have too many psychological defenses, right? You can't use detachment to make somebody like you, man. This is all about respect. This is all about you letting them know that you have the capacity to walk away. And when they sense that, that's when they start crawling back, right? And the only ones that you want to do this on are those that are not there in your life, not because they don't like you, but because they stop respecting you. Some people who have high self-esteem cannot be with someone who don't respect themselves, right? This is not meant for to make somebody who's toxic to love you. In fact, this is meant to push them away. But this is meant to bring those who are good for you back into your life. Because sometimes, like, I don't know how many of you guys have been dumped because they just don't respect you, but that happens where they do like you, but you give them nothing to respect. And anyone who has any sense of self-esteem is not going to want to be with someone like that because it's pathetic. You know, that's just how that works. So remember, they don't sense urgency in you in your absence through the way you text and call and respond. They feel something in the air. They can sense that you're cold. They can sense that they're losing you, right? And so because of that, it causes them to chase. They feel like they have no power over you, and as a result, they'll come back. As a result, they'll want to like reignite the power that they'll want to reignite the power they had over you. And if you're dumb enough, you're gonna believe that they're back because of you. No, they're back because of the power. And the way you know that is because you consistently have to pull away to get them interested. That's not a good sign. The next thing is that in your presence, when you detach, you see through their manipulation, you see through their mask, you see through their insecurities, and you set more boundaries because you don't give a fuck. You're like, fuck this nigga, man. I'm gonna set boundaries. And above all, this causes your voice and your reactions to change. There's more coldness emanating from you. There's a lack of reaction because you just stop giving a fuck. The problem is that usually people do this once when they don't like them or once you're sick of it. But by that point, it's over. We want to be able to do this when you love someone, when you like someone, to be able to have that ability to detach. It's not that you detach, but that you know you're able to detach if they fuck with you. And that is what causes people to crawl back, how your energy changes when you finally learn how to detach. If you guys want to learn how to do that, check out my course, Emotional Mastery. It's a course that I created to help you guys detach, right? You guys can click on the description down below to purchase that, or else I'm closing the channel. Take care. Let's chat. So what are the fundamentals of mindful attraction? It's very simple. We have three courses. One is called the psychological game of attraction. You guys know this, natural chemistry, and the feminine woman. In these courses, it's like they hit upon every aspect of life. Psychological game of attraction are for women who are single and want to have like a think free system to go from single to a relationship. Like it's actually one of my best courses. A lot of great reviews. Honestly, almost all positive reviews. Natural chemistry is for a relationship for women who are in relationship. It's a course for women who are in relationships, and this one says you how to set boundaries, how to gain the respect of the man that you're with, how to create natural chemistry, and above all, how to get the guy to love and respect you simultaneously. And the last one is the feminine woman. It's a self-help course for women. If you guys want to learn the self-help aspects of my channel about how to embrace the masculine, how to improve your career, how to build self-esteem, how to be more in the present moment, how to embrace your feminine energy without losing your masculine, and vice versa, how to set and achieve your goals, how the system that I use for the law of attraction, like it's more of like the spiritual side mixed in with self-help and career type of thing. So it's almost like if you're the type of person that doesn't get respect at your job, this is the course for you. It's like a self-assertive course. And you could purchase them all individually at, I believe, $300, or you could purchase them all at $249. And we also have the one that comes with the bonuses. And this one, let me put it right here. This one comes with the bonuses, and the bonuses are, a lot of people purchase them and they all love them. This one is $349. Usually with the bonuses, if you buy it naturally, it'll be around like 500, to be honest with you. So purchase it now. This is the fundamental bundle. Click on the description down below to purchase it. And those who purchase it get a free 5-minute phone call with me. So if you purchase it, you get a phone call with Father Alex, and I'll see you guys inside. Take care.